wants to start?
Hey, Caleb. So you guys are going up against Indiana soon. They're 4-0. Just off the top of your head, what do you feel like they do well that'll pose a challenge for you as you head into the game?
First and foremost, I would like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I would just say going to any game, every team has something well that they do. I just think it comes down to us, It's always us versus us every game that we go into. So it's just relying on our preparation, relying on what we got going on with us inside the building, and just executing on that part.
Caleb, what did you guys learn as a team from the first Big Ten game against Michigan State?
That we just got to execute and just, rely on each other on our side of the ball, and just getting that part done.
With that in mind, then, how important is it to even out the Big Ten record and get this win? I mean, does this loom as kind of a must-win scenario for you guys?
I think every game that we play is a must-win game, no matter who we're going up against. So just having that going there with that mindset is just like I said, it's us versus us.
Caleb, I know Indiana's offense, obviously a lot of new pieces, but one thing, obviously they haven't trailed this year, but haven't committed to turnover. I'm just curious, for you, kind of going over the film, is there anything that they kind of do that kind of jumps out about why they're so efficient?
Nothing really strikes me as from watching film. Like like over time, like they can run the ball well, but I think with us on the defensive side that we can make a change to that.
Caleb, it feels like throughout the years, this has always been a one-possession game or a very close game against the Hoosiers. What is it about them that has, made this series a highly contested one both ways?
I just think it just comes down to us. I think that we make it those close games. When you look back at the film, it's really us, I would like to say, like, beating ourselves, like getting undisciplined flags and stuff like that. So I think just us, like I said earlier, just us doing our part and executing and getting the job done would, just conclude that game.
Every team's a work in progress. What do you like about how you guys have made strides defensively? Where do you feel that there's been improvement?
I think our camaraderie on and off the field. We've actually started to do like Bible studies together and stuff like that. Just doing stuff together and just having that. Building that chemistry on the field is a big part, but what we do off the field is also a big part in our defense.
Finally, their quarterback, he's hitting 75% of his passes, formerly from the MAC, but he's showing that he's Big Ten ready. What kind of things does he do that puts pressure on a defense like yours?
He stands in the pocket well. He can throw. He's accurate, and it just comes down to us.
Loxley mentioned that they have some good tight ends. They had a all first-team Sun Belt, I think, that transferred in, guy that came back. You guys have struggled to defend the pass, especially with a talented tight end. What do you guys have to do in the linebacking unit to kind of prevent any explosion from that position?
Just rely on preparation, rely on our game plan, and just like I've been saying, just execute. Like, there's nothing else to it but to execute.
In the struggles that you guys have had defending the pass in these past couple games, has it just been, mistakes by one player, a whole unit? Like, why has the execution maybe not been there all the way?
I think we got some young guys. The experience that comes with the game. I think once they going on in the season, we'll see those type of improvements when it comes to the passing game. That we will become a better defense in that aspect.
Hey, Caleb. How have you seen Ruben grow into and embrace a defensive leadership role, especially with the departures of like Barham and a few other of the linebackers over the last few years?
I think Rube's growth has been amazing. I've been there for the past 2-3 years to see him grow. Just what he brings to the table is just brings somebody who can lead in the right way. He puts a great example, especially for the younger guys, to what it's like to practice, what it's like to set a good example of taking care of things on and off the field. So just having that aspect of him being in the room, especially for me being a young guy when I came in, and having that, or him as a leader, it has really helped me become to who I am today.
Thanks, Caleb.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Hey Josh, wanted to ask you about the offensive line. Obviously, you guys started the year kind of shaky against UConn. What have you guys grown in the most since that opening week?
First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for just getting me here to Maryland. Beyond grateful to be here and so excited to be here. As an offensive line, we're just trying to get better each and every single day, trying to gel together better. I feel like we're taking steps in the right direction, but at the same time, we're still working to get that much better.
Were there any areas that specifically within the trenches that you guys felt kind of maybe you could improve at the start of the year, like throughout the season, where you now start to feel like, okay, it's starting to gel, like we're starting to knock this down, whether it's like picking up twists, things like that?
I think pass protection has come together pretty well. I know we're working on different aspects of the run game. I felt like we've gotten better on the third and short, and we're continuing to focus on that, make sure we're getting better at that.
Josh, as a team, what lessons have you guys gleaned from that first game against Michigan State?
We've learned a lot of lessons. I feel like it's for Michigan State, it's finish. It's Terps versus Terps. It's us versus us. We did some things that game that beat ourselves. I feel like that mindset change, and we've grown a lot. We've grown up a lot, especially during the Virginia game. I felt like we grew up a big time in that moment at halftime, and everything we learned from that Michigan State game, and we're continuing to grow.
With that in mind, then, how important is it to avoid an 0-2 start in the Big Ten?
I mean, it's super important. We treat every week very important. We need a win, 1-0 every single week, and we see that as very important.
Josh, what's it like going on the road in the Big Ten? How does IU Stadium compare to some of the others?
It's always tough in the Big Ten going on the road. It's Big Ten opponents. Looking forward to it. Love going on a trip with the guys and going over to somebody else's place, whoever the team is, and getting a win with the guys.
IU's also off to a 4-0 start. A lot of guys have come over from James Madison. Defensively, what kind of things do they do to try to handcuff teams like you guys?
Yeah, they, like you just said, new coaching staff, a lot of new transfer guys in there. They're doing a great job to start off the year. I think they just have from me personally playing IU past three years or so, obviously different defensive scheme, but you just go through and attack that like you do each and every week and figure out what they're running, figure out what they're doing differently, study personnel, and attack.
Hey, Josh. So back to getting to the Big Ten schedule here, in your estimation, what kind of changes? I know every game you view as going 1-0, but we all know conference games are a different animal. What kind of changes as you now know that, hey, the rest of the way, this is Big Ten play?
Yeah, it's kind of like you have two different seasons to start off your year, and it's your non-conference season, it's your conference season, and we're going back to our conference season, and it's super important for us to go out and win this game, especially after our first conference game. This one is one we're really looking forward to, and one that we really want to win, just like every single game.
Hey Josh, in your opening statement, you kind of mentioned just how happy you are to be here. What is it about Maryland that you love so much? What can you say about being here so far?
Yeah, it's everything. Players, family-oriented team. When I got here on one of my visits, I saw it immediately in practice in the locker room. Just family-oriented team. Everybody loves being here. Everybody loves being around each other, and also our amazing coaching staff, best coaching staff in the nation. This coaching staff, they care about developing you as a player and developing you as a person, and that's really cool.
Hey, Josh. Obviously, Isaac Bunyan made the switch from defensive line this year. Lined up next to him, what have you seen from him? What's kind of impressed you about him?
Isaac is one of the strongest dudes I've ever blocked with. He's a guy, he's super smart, he cares, he wants to get better, and it's awesome to see his motivation and see him get better and continue to get better each and every week. Thank you, guys.
Push his chair. He's like, that brother's like, the legend of Sasha. I didn't ask him. Right, receivers don't.
Who was the last person? Was it was from like Michigan? Before that, it was. No, I know. How did I not know that? A connoisseur.
I could say way worse. And I'll do it again. Monte Smith is my guru. Wow, that's there you go. You have an 18. I have a big one. Jerry's number one. You hear what? Jerry have an open relationship. What? That's all it is. He's aware. Bring it up to him. I never heard of this. What do you mean? You cheated on me? Who's that? You gotta know that video. Oh no, you know what I'm talking about. Didn't hate it, but basically like run like the guy wouldn't Oh, that was?
Pops up if you can say the, what can we say? Well, we already did the Falcon. But the hawk has left the nest.
The hawk has left the
The hawk is,
Remember
the
that.
hawk is approaching. Here comes the hawk. Here comes the hawk.
All right.
Just say it loud and that'll let me know that I.
You got it. Here comes the hawk.
Oh, I did not see that part. What?
Absolutely. Here comes the Hawk. Thank you. Here comes the Hawk.
See, it's not that difficult.
Alright.
My bad. How many I try to get Ben to the coffee wants to start?
Hey Billy, first off, do they ever let you switch up the polos, or is this just like the standard Tuesday wear?
I feel like this is the standard Tuesday wear. I'm only in week 5 of this, so maybe by end of October, November there'll be something different. But yeah, this is the standard Tuesday wear for now.
I like it. In terms of the offensive line, I know that you guys have allowed a fewer sacks, but Loxley talked about the play still needs to improve on that unit. What are you kind of feeling back there in the pocket in terms of interior versus tackle pressure? Like, what are you seeing right now from that unit?
I would say for the most part, I feel good. I think the one sack. From this past week's game, I think it was on a multitude of things, right? Obviously, when people look at sacks, they look at the offensive line and think it's all their fault. On that play, I took too long on the ball. Caden Prather fell down, got tripped up on his route. So yeah, that wasn't all. I think Coach Locks, when we talk about it on passes, probably play action passes, you're getting about 3 to 3.5 seconds to back there to make the decision. Go through your reads. So I feel like the offensive line's playing well. I think. Overall, offensively, we all know we want to improve, and obviously a lot of attention goes to the offensive line. But I'd say for the most part, I feel like they're playing well. We just got to continue to take the necessary steps in the run game, pass game, and we're always as an offense we're gonna be as good as they are, and they know that, and they don't take that weight lightly. They continue to push themselves in practice. Josh Kaltenberger, does a good job meeting with those guys outside of the normal meeting times to feel prepared and to get all of them on the same page, so that if they're all on the same page for the most part, I'll know what they're doing, and then I'll feel, comfortable back there making the checks, knowing what the protection is and things of that nature. So I feel like that, I'm feeling good. I think they're feeling good. We all know, it's a long season. We just got to keep, putting the right foot in front of us and just continue to get better.
The thing that Loxley says, the run game hasn't really reached the levels that anybody wants it to. How much do you think your legs could kind of open that up? Do you like kind of being involved in the QB run game, and what's your philosophy as a quarterback? Because, Loxley's answer was, that he wants to get you 3 to 5 touches a game running the football. Do you like that? Do you want more? What's kind of your thoughts on it?
I would say I'm good with it. I think regardless of whatever the game plan is, if it's me having to run the ball 5 times or 15 times, I think it'll definitely help open up the run game. I think we have a lot of more skilled and talented players that can do better things with the ball in their hand, but that's going to have to be a part of the game plan, just having some ability to have a quarterback run to help up Roman, Nolan, Colby, for them to have better run games, and it'll help the O-line out, knowing that the defense has to account for another runner there in the backfield. So regardless of what the game plan is, I feel like I'm confident enough to go out there and do it. And like I said, if it's me rushing 5 or 15 times, then it's what you got to do to win.
Billy, IU's off to a 4-0 start. What kind of things do they do defensively that jumps off the tape at you?
Yeah, they, like you said, they're 4-0. They've played 4 games together. Obviously, with the new coaching staff, a lot of new transfers. They're very well coached. Coach Signetti and his staff, I'm obviously very familiar with his background at JMU and being a Virginia guy, but he's coached them very well. The defensive coordinator's coached them very well, and they're obviously starting to form an identity. They have a lot of new transfers. A lot of guys came from JMU there. They have a safety that came from Old Dominion that's from my area that I know. So they're finally starting to play, full complementary football on both sides of the ball. Defensively, I think they're just getting comfortable with each other and starting to get, comfortable in knowing what their scheme is and also who they are, what they're good at, what they're not. And they're all, they're playing to their strengths right now. They're playing at a very high level. So I think, you've seen them just every week just get a little bit better and get more comfortable with each other, and they're playing really good football right now.
And also the season that Ty's having, what have you guys been able to take advantage of offensively without giving away state secrets?
Yeah, I mean, just whatever the defense gives us, right? You've seen teams try to press them and let them run by them. You've seen teams give them access, give me access throws and let them, take screens and stuff. enough for 35 yards, 75 yards versus UConn. So I think offensively the success that we've had has just been about executing and then just taking what the defense gives us, not forcing things in the run game. If they load the box, spit it out there to a receiver, let him make a play, and same thing in the pass game. So we just, we tried to just stick to our rules and just execute the play call that's, been given to us regardless of what the defense throws at us.
Finally, going on the road in the Big Ten, IU, a place that you've played in previously. What is it about going on the road in this conference?
Yeah, it's going to, regardless where you go, it's going to be tough. Obviously, we've had one road game where we bust down there, so, taking a flight as a team will be a little bit different, but just with new faces we have, but it shouldn't be too much of a difference than what it was for Virginia. But I think we're all excited, going on the road in Big Ten. You're always going to play, great teams, great opponent, great environment. Obviously it's a noon game, so it'll be a wake up and play game. It'll be, there won't be, not much time for anxiety in the morning. It'll be wake up and roll. And I think we're all excited for the opportunity. I think when you go on the road, you kind of have that us against the world mentality, whether it's 10 people in the stands or 100,000. I think, it brings the best out of us. So I think we're all just excited for that opportunity to go on. And, obviously now, we're starting the rest of Big Ten play for the rest of our season. So I think we're excited to get back into that and, get another opportunity at it.
Billy, since the Michigan State game, what has changed about this team aside from the obvious?
Yeah, I think, the Michigan State game and even sometime in that in the UVA game there in the